All right. So today, let's take a deep dive into something that I think we can probably all relate to.
Yeah.
Building confidence.
Yeah, for sure.
And especially, I think, when you're just starting out
Yeah.
on that self-improvement journey.
Absolutely.
And we've got some great articles to unpack today.
Yeah.
So get ready for some really actionable tips.
For sure.
And maybe even some aha moments along the way.
I love those aha moments.
Right.
Yeah.
They're the best.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
You know, it's funny.
yeah.
You would think that with all the information that's out there these days,
Yeah.
we would all be like confidence gurus by now.
Right.
But the truth is, it's a journey,
It is.
not a quick fix.
Yeah.
And sometimes the simplest advice can be the most impactful.
Exactly. That's so true.
Yeah.
Speaking of simple, one of the articles that we're looking at today is
Yeah.
called 6 Ways to Overcome Shyness and Gain Confidence. And one of the things that it suggests is starting your day by looking in the mirror and repeating, I feel terrific,
Yeah.
10 times with feeling.
Wow.
Have you tried anything like that?
It might sound a little cheesy,
Yeah.
but I've actually found affirmations to be surprisingly powerful.
Really?
Yeah, and it's all about neuroplasticity.
Okay.
Basically, the more you repeat a thought,
Okay.
the more you reinforce those neural pathways in your brain.
So you're like
Which-
training your brain to focus on the positive.
Exactly. And even if you don't fully believe it at first,
Oh, yeah.
saying, I feel terrific, can actually start to shift your thinking over time.
I love that. It makes it seem a lot less
Right.
woo-woo and a lot more like science,
Yeah, exactly.
which I appreciate.
Yeah,
So think about it, how you start your day.
right.
Often sets the tone for everything that follows.
It really does.
If you begin with negativity and self-doubt, you're more likely to carry those feelings with you.
Oh, yeah.
But if you can start with a burst of positivity,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's just a few words in the mirror,
Right.
it can have that ripple effect on your mood, your energy, and even your interactions with others.
It really can.
I'm definitely putting this on my to-do list
Okay.
for tomorrow morning.
Great.
Now, another tip from that same article caught my eye.
Okay.
It talks about the confidence boost that can come from looking your best.
Okay.
It suggests that we try to dress up more often to cultivate that extra feeling of self-assurance.
No, it's not about vanity
Right.
or conforming to some like external standard of beauty.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that how we present ourselves to the world can actually influence how we feel about ourselves. So it's kind of like wearing your confidence on the outside, which can then help you feel it on the inside.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I can totally relate to that. There are definitely days when I feel more confident.
Yeah.
Just because I've put a little extra effort into my appearance.
Sure.
But it's interesting to think about it from that psychological perspective.
Yeah.
Is there any research to support this idea?
There is.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Studies have shown that clothing can have a significant impact
Wow.
on our mood and even our cognitive performance.
Interesting.
Like, for example, one study found that people who wore formal business attire performed better on tasks that required abstract thinking.
This is not.
It seems that dressing in a way that makes us feel powerful and capable
Okay.
can actually prime our brains for success.
So it's not just about appearances.
Right.
It's about how those appearances
Mhm.
affect our mindset.
Exactly. And remember, it's not about following trends or trying to impress anyone else.
Okay.
It's about finding what makes you feel good
Yeah.
and authentically reflects your personality. It could be a sharp suit or a flowy dress or a pair of perfectly worn-in jeans.
Right.
Whatever makes you feel like the best version of yourself.
It's all about finding your style and owning it.
Totally.
Okay, so moving on to another gem from 6 Ways to Overcome Shyness and Gain Confidence. The article suggests taking a risk at least once a day as a way to step outside your comfort zone.
Here's the thing about comfort zones.
Yeah.
They can be incredibly cozy,
Yes, it can.
but they can also be incredibly limiting.
Right.
And the more we stay within them, the smaller they become.
Interesting.
But every time we push those boundaries,
Okay.
even just a little bit,
Yeah.
we expand our sense of what's possible
Okay.
and what we're capable of.
It's like that saying, life begins at the end of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
But I think for a lot of people, and especially for those who are struggling with shyness,
Right.
the idea of taking risks
Sure.
can feel really daunting.
That's why it's so important to start small.
Okay.
Think about it like building a muscle.
Okay.
You wouldn't start with the heaviest weight,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
You would gradually increase the challenge as you get stronger.
Yeah.
The same goes for stepping outside of your comfort zone.
So what are some examples
Yeah.
of small risks that someone could take?
It could be something as simple as like striking up a conversation with a stranger at the coffee shop.
Okay.
Or trying a new dish
Okay.
you've never had before, or speaking up in a meeting when you usually stay quiet.
Right.
The key is to identify something that feels slightly uncomfortable,
Yeah.
but not overwhelming.
Okay. I love that. It makes risk-taking seem a lot more approachable.
Yeah.
Now, this next tip from the article is all about embracing honesty.
Okay.
It suggests admitting your shyness to others
Oh, wow.
as a way to make social situations less awkward. Have
Interesting.
you ever tried this?
I've found that vulnerability can be surprisingly disarming.
Okay.
Think about it. We all have insecurities, right?
We do.
And when we try to hide them,
Yeah.
it can create a sense of distance.
Okay.
And it can make it harder to connect with others.
Right.
But when we're open about our struggles, it can actually foster a sense of like shared humanity
That's interesting.
and make people feel more comfortable opening up to us in return.
So it's like saying, hey, I'm not perfect, and that's okay.
Exactly.
It takes the pressure off of trying to present this flawless image
Yeah.
and allows us to be more authentic.
And there's something really empowering about owning your shyness
Interesting.
instead of letting it control you.
Right.
You're acknowledging it and choosing to engage with the world on your own terms.
I love that. So instead of saying, I'm so shy,
Right.
we could say something like, I'm a little shy, but I'm working on it. It's a subtle shift, but I think it can make a big difference in how we perceive ourselves
It really can.
and how others perceive us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, this makes me think about rejection,
Yeah,
which is something I think most of us experience at some point,
for sure.
especially when we're putting ourselves out there more.
Uh,
And the article reminds us that rejection isn't always a reflection of our worth.
that's so important.
Yeah. How do you view rejection?
Rejection can be tough.
It can be.
There's no doubt about it.
Right.
But here's the thing. It often has more to do with the person doing the rejecting
Okay.
than the person being rejected.
Interesting.
Everyone has their own preferences, their own baggage, their own reasons for saying no.
Right.
Just because someone doesn't align with you
Sure.
romantically, professionally, or socially, it doesn't mean there's something inherently wrong with you.
It's a really helpful reframing.
Yeah,
It takes the sting out of it a bit.
I think so.
Think about it like dating apps.
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't expect to match with everyone that you swipe right on right. It's the same in life.
Uh-huh.
Not every connection is meant to be. And rejection can simply be a sign
Yeah,
that you're not the right fit
exactly.
for that particular person or
It's
opportunity.
like a filtering process.
Oh, I like that.
Helping us find the people and experiences that are truly meant for us.
And sometimes rejection can be a blessing in disguise,
It can.
right? It can redirect us towards something even better that we might not have discovered otherwise.
Yeah.
So instead of dwelling on the rejection itself,
Right.
we can choose to see it as an opportunity
Uh-huh.
for growth and self-discovery,
I love that.
which reminds me of the idea that confidence comes from within, not from external validation.
Yeah.
And 6 ways to overcome shyness and gain confidence touches on this
Okay.
by suggesting that we engage in activities that make us feel good and excited.
Passion projects are such a powerful way to boost confidence
Okay.
because they tap into our intrinsic motivation. When we're doing something that we love,
Yeah.
we're not focused on external rewards or approval.
Right.
We're simply enjoying the process and feeling good about ourselves
Okay.
for engaging in something that brings us joy.
It's like filling up our own cup, so to speak.
Yeah.
And when our cup is full, we have more to give to others into the world.
Yeah.
And the article mentions things like gardening or Tai Chi or learning a musical instrument, anything that sparks your interest and gets you out of your comfort zone a little bit.
And think about the sense of accomplishment that comes from mastering a new skill or creating something beautiful.
Totally.
That in itself can be a huge confidence booster.
It is.
It's like you're saying to yourself, hey, I did that. I'm capable of learning and growing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And pursuing passions also provides opportunities to connect with like-minded people,
Yes.
which can further enhance our sense of belonging and self-worth.
It really can.
So it's not just about the activity itself.
Right.
It's about the community and the connections that can form around it.
It's about creating a positive feedback loop.
Oh, interesting.
Pursuing passions boosts confidence,
Okay.
which in turn makes us more likely to try new things and connect with others, which further boosts our confidence.
I love that. It's like a self-perpetuating cycle
It is.
of growth and empowerment.
Yeah.
Speaking of empowerment, another article that we have today is called Roar with Confidence.
Ooh. I love that.
Right.
Yeah.
And it takes a really interesting approach to this topic.
Okay.
It argues that confidence isn't something we need to acquire,
Huh?
but rather something that we already possess.
Wow, that's empowering.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like saying, hey, you've got this. It's already within you.
I love that.
The author emphasizes the importance of recognizing and tapping into our inherent inner strength.
Okay.
Rather than seeking validation from external sources.
Interesting.
And she uses this really powerful analogy of a lion roaring.
Oh, wow.
It's not trying to be something. It's simply expressing its natural power and presence.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that we all have that inner roar.
Right.
That inner confidence just waiting to be unleashed.
Exactly. And the more we embrace that inner lion,
yes,
the less we need external validation.
Right.
We become more comfortable in our own skin and less reliant on others to make us feel good about ourselves.
I love that.
And this makes me think about the dangers
Yeah.
of seeking external validation.
Yeah.
Which the article also touches upon.
Okay.
What are some of the pitfalls of relying on others for our sense of self-worth?
When our confidence is contingent upon the opinions and approval of others, we become incredibly vulnerable.
That's true.
We start people-pleasing,
Right.
seeking attention in unhealthy ways,
Yeah.
constantly second-guessing ourselves. We end up living our lives for other people instead of for ourselves.
Feel like giving away our power.
Exactly. And it can create a vicious cycle.
Okay.
The more we seek external validation, the less we trust our own judgment, and the more insecure we become.
So it's crucial to break free from that cycle.
It is.
And start cultivating confidence from within.
For sure.
And that brings us to another important concept that's often misunderstood. The difference between self-criticism and course correction.
Oh, tell me more about this.
Yeah, it's so easy to get caught up in negative self-talk.
Right.
Especially when we make mistakes or face setbacks.
Absolutely.
But the article, Love Yourself Like Your Neighbor, turns self-criticism into self-confidence, makes a crucial distinction between destructive self-criticism and constructive self-reflection.
So it's not about denying our mistakes or pretending they didn't happen.
No, not at all.
Okay.
It's about how we frame those experiences.
Right.
And the language that we use when we talk to ourselves.
Okay.
Destructive self-criticism is like beating ourselves up with a metaphorical hammer.
Ouch.
Telling ourselves that we're not good enough or smart enough or worthy enough.
That sounds painful.
It is, and it's incredibly damaging
It is.
to our self-esteem.
Yeah.
But constructive self-reflection is about approaching mistakes with curiosity and a desire to learn. So it's about asking ourselves, what can I learn from this?
Right.
Or how can I do better next time? Rather than, why am I so stupid?
Yes, exactly.
It's about turning setbacks into stepping stones.
I love that.
The article uses this really helpful analogy.
Okay.
Imagine life is like a car with no brakes.
Okay.
It's constantly moving forward. If we're always looking in the rearview mirror focusing on our past mistakes, we're bound to crash.
Yeah.
But if we can learn from those mistakes without dwelling on them, we can keep our eyes on the road ahead and navigate towards a brighter future.
It's like having a GPS for life.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. When we make a wrong turn, we don't berate ourselves for getting lost. We simply recalculate and find a new route.
That's a great analogy. It really takes the sting out of making mistakes. And it helps us see them as those opportunities for learning and growth. It's so easy to get stuck in that cycle of self-blame. But this reframing is so much more empowering.
Absolutely.
And the article emphasizes that it's important to be specific when identifying those areas for improvement. So instead of saying, I'm terrible at public speaking, we might say, I need to work on my pacing and eye contact. That way we're not just wallowing in general self-criticism. We're creating actionable steps for growth.
I love that.
It's like giving ourselves concrete feedback that we can actually use to improve. Now, I'm a big believer in the power of specific goals. So this really resonates with me.
And remember, we don't have to do this alone.
Oh, that's true.
The article encourages us to seek feedback from trusted colleagues or friends.
Okay.
Sometimes an outside perspective can be incredibly valuable.
It can.
You know, They might see strengths that we overlook.
Yeah.
Or offer suggestions that we hadn't considered.
It's like having a supportive coach in your corner.
Yes.
Cheering you on and helping you navigate those challenges.
Along the way.
Totally.
I know I've definitely benefited from having mentors and friends who can offer honest and constructive feedback.
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of supportive teams.
Yeah.
Let's not forget the importance of celebrating our successes.
Oh, that's so important.
Right.
Yeah.
This is something that's so easy to forget.
It is.
When we're focused on self-improvement. But it's so crucial to acknowledge and appreciate our wins.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're often so quick to focus on what we haven't accomplished yet.
Right.
That we forget to celebrate how far we've already come.
Exactly.
It's like we're running a marathon.
Yeah.
And we're only focused on the finish line.
Right.
Instead of enjoying the scenery and acknowledging each mile marker we pass along the way.
It's a good way to look at it.
Celebrating our successes, big and small, helps us build momentum.
Okay.
And reinforces the belief that we are capable of achieving our goals.
And it feels good.
Yeah.
Why not give ourselves permission to feel good about our progress? Exactly. It's not about arrogance or ego boosting.
Right.
It's about acknowledging our hard work and recognizing how far we've come.
Okay.
The article suggests keeping a success journal.
Oh, I love that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or sharing our wins with someone supportive.
I love the idea of a success journal.
It's such a simple practice.
Yeah.
But I can see how it would be really powerful for shifting our focus from what we're lacking to what we're achieving.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like creating that positive feedback loop. Yeah. The more we celebrate our wins, the more motivated we feel to keep striving for our goals.
Right.
And the more confident we become in our abilities.
Okay, this is starting to feel like a recipe for confidence.
Yes.
We've got our affirmations. We've got our power outfits.
Yes.
We've got our calculated risks.
Our vulnerability.
Our vulnerabilities.
Our rejection reframing.
Our rejection reframing.
Passion projects.
Passion projects.
And now our success journals.
Yes. I'm feeling more confident already just thinking about it all.
And it's all interconnected.
That's true.
It's not about following a rigid set of rules.
Yeah.
It's about understanding the principles at play.
Okay.
And creating a personalized approach that works for you.
It's like we're assembling a confidence toolkit.
Yeah.
And we can choose the tools
that
resonate with us the most.
Exactly. And remember, building confidence is a journey, not a destination.
It is.
There will be ups and downs, moments of doubt,
Yeah.
and times when we feel like we're taking 2 steps back for
Yeah.
every 1 step forward.
The key is to keep moving forward, right?
It is.
Keep learning, keep growing.
Yeah.
Keep experimenting with different approaches.
And to be patient with ourselves.
Right.
Confidence isn't built overnight.
It's not.
It's a gradual process of self-discovery and self-acceptance.
That's a good reminder.
Yeah.
It takes the pressure off of needing to be perfectly confident all the time.
Right.
It's okay to have those moments of doubt.
Yes.
As long as we don't let them derail us from our journey.
Yeah.
And it's about recognizing that even small steps can lead to significant changes.
It can.
Over time.
Yeah.
The key is to be consistent.
Absolutely.
Keep practicing those confidence-boosting habits.
Yes.
And celebrate every milestone along the way.
I love that.
I'm curious, what are some of your favorite confidence-boosting practices? What works for you?
Well, for me, it's all about staying connected to my passions.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's writing, spending time in nature, exploring new ideas, engaging in activities that bring me joy always helps me feel more grounded.
That's great.
And confident in myself.
It's a good reminder.
Yeah.
To prioritize the things that light us up.
Absolutely.
For me, it's also about challenging those negative thoughts.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever that inner critic starts to spiral, I try to stop and ask myself, is this thought helpful? Is it true?
Right.
Is there a more empowering way to look at this situation?
That's such a great practice.
It is.
Yeah, it's like taking control of those thoughts instead of letting them control us.
And it's not about denying our feelings or pretending everything is perfect.
Right.
It's about acknowledging those negative thoughts.
Yeah.
But choosing not to let them define us.
It's like saying, hey, I hear you, inner critic.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to let you run the show.
Exactly. It's about choosing empowerment over self-sabotage.
For sure.
You know, we've talked a lot about the internal aspects of confidence.
Yeah.
But I'm also curious about the external factors.
Okay.
And love yourself, like your neighbor, actually has some interesting insights on this.
Cool.
It talks about the impact of our physical environment on our self-perception.
You know, it's amazing.
Yeah.
How much our surroundings can influence our mood and mindset.
I think so.
The article suggests creating a space that feels supportive and inspiring and conducive to personal growth.
Okay.
Whether it's your home, your office, or even just a corner of your bedroom.
Right.
It's about surrounding yourself with things that make you feel good.
I've definitely noticed a shift in my mood and productivity.
Yeah.
When I'm working in a clean and organized space
Uh-huh.
versus a cluttered and chaotic one.
It's like our physical environment is a reflection of our inner state.
Oh, interesting.
When our surroundings are chaotic,
it
can feel like our minds are chaotic too.
Right.
But when our space is tidy and organized,
Yeah.
it can create a sense of calm and clarity that extends to our thoughts and emotions.
So it's not just about aesthetics.
No.
It's about creating an environment that supports our well-being
Uh-huh.
and helps us feel more grounded and confident.
Exactly. It's about creating a space that nourishes our souls and inspires us to be our best selves.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's like we're designing our own personal confidence sanctuaries.
I love it.
The article also talks about the importance of surrounding ourselves with supportive people.
Absolutely.
And it suggests letting go of relationships that drain our energy or that make us feel bad about ourselves.
This is such a crucial point.
It is.
The people we spend our time with have a profound impact on our self-perception.
I agree.
If we're constantly surrounded by negativity, criticism, or judgment, it's going to chip away at our confidence.
It's like we're absorbing those negative energies.
Yeah.
Even if we don't realize it.
Right.
But when we surround ourselves with people who uplift us,
Yes.
encourage us, and believe in our potential, it's like we're getting a constant infusion of positive energy.
Yeah.
It helps us to see ourselves through a more loving and supportive lens.
It does.
Which in turn boosts our self-confidence.
It really does.
So it's about being mindful of the company we keep.
Yeah.
And choosing to spend our time with people.
Right.
Who bring out the best in us.
And it's not about cutting people out of our lives or judging them for their negativity.
Right.
It's about recognizing our own needs and setting healthy boundaries.
Okay.
We all have a responsibility to protect our own energy and well-being.
That's such an important reminder.
Yeah.
We can't control other people's behavior.
Right.
But we can control how we choose to respond to it.
Uh-huh.
And who we choose to let into our inner circle.
Exactly.
And remember, surrounding ourselves with supportive people doesn't necessarily mean having a huge social circle.
Right.
It's about quality over quantity.
Yes.
Having even just one or two close friends or family members who truly believe in us can make all the difference.
It really can.
It's about finding those people who make us feel seen, heard, and valued for who we are.
Exactly. It's about cultivating relationships that nourish our souls and help us grow into the confident individuals we're meant to be.
You know, as we're talking about all these different strategies, I'm realizing that confidence isn't just one thing.
Right.
It's multifaceted.
It is.
It's about our thoughts, our feelings, our actions, our environment.
Yeah.
Even our relationships.
It's like a tapestry woven together from all these different threads.
I like that.
And each thread contributes to the overall strength and beauty of the fabric.
And just like a tapestry, our confidence can have different textures.
Yeah.
Different patterns, different colors.
And it's not about trying to be like someone else or conforming to some external standard.
Right.
It's about embracing our unique individuality.
Yeah.
And expressing it with confidence.
Yeah, remember, confidence isn't a fixed trait.
Right.
It's a muscle that we can strengthen over time.
It is more, we practice those confidence-boosting habits, the more natural and effortless it will become.
I love that analogy. It's empowering to know that we have the power to shape our own confidence.
It is.
And speaking of shaping our confidence, there's one more article that we want to explore today. Okay.
It's called The Power of Body Language.
This article dives into the fascinating connection between our physical presence and our mental state.
Okay.
It argues that our body language not only reflects how we feel, but can actually influence how we think and feel.
Wait, really? So you're saying if I change my posture or my facial expressions, it can actually change my mood?
That's exactly what the research suggests.
Interesting.
Like, for example, studies have shown that people who adopt more expansive postures, standing tall, shoulders back, head held high, report feeling more confident and powerful.
Wow, that's incredible. It's like we're sending signals to our brains based on how we're holding our bodies.
And those signals can have a ripple effect on our emotions, our behavior, and even our interactions with others.
So if I'm feeling nervous or insecure, I could actually boost my confidence just by standing up straighter and smiling more.
It might sound simplistic, but it's worth a try. The article suggests paying attention to your body language throughout the day.
And making small adjustments as needed.
What are some specific examples of body language tweaks that can boost confidence?
For starters, try standing tall with your shoulders relaxed.
Okay.
And your weight evenly distributed.
Okay.
Avoid slouching or crossing your arms.
Okay.
As these postures can convey insecurity or defensiveness.
Got it.
Make eye contact when you're talking to someone.
Right.
As this shows that you're engaged and confident in what you're saying.
Okay, those are great tips.
Yeah.
I've also heard that smiling can actually trick your brain into feeling happier.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you're not feeling particularly cheerful at the moment.
That's right. Smiling releases endorphins,
Okay.
which have mood-boosting effects.
Okay.
So even if you're faking it at first, that act of smiling can actually start to shift your internal state.
This is all so fascinating.
Yeah.
It's like we have this hidden superpower within our own bodies.
We do.
That we can tap into to boost our confidence.
And the best part is that it's accessible to everyone. We don't need any special equipment or training.
Right.
We just need to be more mindful of how we're holding ourselves and make small conscious adjustments.
I'm definitely going to be paying more attention to my body language from now on.
Good.
This has been such an insightful and empowering conversation.
It has.
We've covered so much ground today.
Yeah.
From the power of affirmations and dressing for success to the importance of risk-taking, embracing vulnerability, and cultivating a supportive environment.
And we've explored the fascinating connections between our thoughts, our feelings, our actions, and even our body language.
It's been an incredible journey, and I feel like we've just scratched the surface.
I think so.
Of this fascinating topic.
But I think we've given our listener plenty to ponder and experiment with.
Right.
We've provided a toolkit of strategies and perspectives that they can tailor to their own unique needs and goals.
And we've reminded them that they already possess the inner strength and resilience to build unshakable self-confidence.
It's been such a privilege to share this deep dive with you all.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on this exploration into the world of self-confidence.
Yeah.
We hope you've gained some valuable tools and perspectives to help you on your own journey.
And remember, you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to.
Believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Embrace your strengths and never stop growing.
Until next time, keep diving deep and keep shining bright.
So as we're wrapping up this deep dive into confidence, I keep coming back to the idea that it's not about becoming someone else.
It's about becoming more fully ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Embracing our strengths, acknowledging our weaknesses, and just showing up authentically in the world.
Exactly. And that kind of brings us back to roar with confidence. Remember how the author talked about that inner lion?
Yeah.
Well, she also emphasizes the importance of self-trust. Like trusting our instincts, our judgment, our ability to make decisions that are right for us.
It's like we're giving ourselves permission to be the experts on our own lives.
Right.
Instead of constantly looking to others for validation, we're tuning into our own inner wisdom and trusting that we have the answers within us.
It's about silencing that inner critic.
Yeah.
And turning up the volume on that inner cheerleader.
I love that. And it's not about being arrogant or thinking we have all the answers.
Yeah.
It's about acknowledging that we know ourselves better than anyone else.
Okay.
And trusting that we're capable of making choices
that
align with our values and goals.
It's about having the courage to follow our own path.
Yeah.
Even if it looks different from everyone else's.
And that kind of courage is essential for building lasting self-confidence.
Yeah.
You know, when we trust ourselves,
Yeah.
we're more likely to take risks, embrace challenges, and bounce back from setbacks.
Yeah.
We know that we have our own backs no matter what.
You know, this whole conversation has been so inspiring, but I can imagine that our listener might be feeling a little overwhelmed right now.
Yeah, that's a great point.
We've covered so much ground.
It's important to remember that building confidence isn't about overnight transformations or trying to do everything at once.
Yeah.
It's about finding what resonates with you, experimenting with different approaches, and gradually incorporating them into your life.
It's about progress, not perfection.
Exactly. And it's about being kind to ourselves along the way.
Yeah.
Remember we talked about celebrating our successes? Well, it's equally important to acknowledge our efforts.
Yeah.
And be patient with the process.
Sometimes the smallest steps can make the biggest difference.
Absolutely. Think about it like learning a new language or a musical instrument.
Right.
You wouldn't expect to become fluent overnight.
Right.
It takes time practice.
Yeah.
And a willingness to make mistakes along the way.
So true. And the same goes for building confidence.
Yeah.
It's a journey, not a destination.
And the most important thing is to enjoy the ride.
And I like that.
Embrace the challenges.
Yeah.
Celebrate the victories.
Yeah.
And learn from the setbacks.
Right.
Remember, every experience is an opportunity for growth.
This deep dive has been a real reminder that confidence is within our reach.
It is.
It's not some elusive quality reserved for the lucky few.
It's a skill we can cultivate and strengthen over time.
I agree.
With the right tools and mindset.
We've explored so many valuable insights and practical tips today, from the power of affirmations and dressing for success to the importance of risk-taking, embracing vulnerability, and pursuing our passions.
And we talked about the power of our thoughts, the importance of our environment, the influence of our relationships, and even the impact of our body language.
It's been an incredible journey. And as we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought.
Okay.
You are capable of anything you set your mind to.
Believe in yourself, embrace your unique qualities, and never stop growing.
Keep diving deep, keep shining bright, and keep exploring the incredible power within you.
Until next time.